And testing, testing. Can you hear me? Microphone goes right up to your mouth so we can hear you. Testing, testing.
Testing.
There you go. Got to use your outside voice. Hear it? And you got it. There you go. And headset on. There you go. Mouthpiece right up close to your mouth. Testing, testing. There you go.
8.
And
5. You are Alpha approaching use, landing runway 19er. Nose to Airman, NDB. Eyes on initial contact, information Sierra.
Information Sierra.
Money Airport information Sierra, 19er 45 Zulu. Incom, visibility 10, ceiling 8,500 broken, temperature 12, dew point minus, to altimeter 29905. You are Alpha approaching use, landing runway 19er. Nose to Airman, NDB, out of service until further notice.
So if you get your checklist.
Initial contact, information Sierra. Money Airport information Sierra, 19er 45 Zulu. Incom, visibility 10, ceiling 8,500 broken.
So before taxi,
12, dew point minus, to altimeter 29905.
go ahead and switch my tanks.
You are Alpha approaching use, landing runway 19er. Nose to Airman, NDB, out of service until further notice. Advise on initial contact, information Sierra. Money Airport information Sierra, 19er 45 Zulu. Incom, visibility 10, ceiling 8,500 broken.
GPS,
Temperature 12, dew point minus,
annunciator check.
29905. You are Alpha approaching use, landing runway 19er.
Natus, that's what we're listening to.
NDB, out of service.
Done is 29905 is the altimeter setting, so 29er.
Money Airport information Sierra, 19er
5, so right in between. And I happen to know that the field elevation here is a little bit above 300, so that's good.
You are Alpha approaching use, landing runway 19er. Nose to Airman, NDB, out of service until...
Takes a little while for that to spool up, and we just started, so we may need to set that again. So anyway, brakes. I'm going to roll forward, you're going to tap your brakes, make sure they work. Good, and let it roll. My airplane, my brakes work.
8,500 broken.
So have you done any of the radio comms yet?
No, not yet.
You want to try, or you want to let me do this one?
Go ahead. I'll listen to you.
So, who do I want to talk to? And it's always in this order. Who do I want to talk to? Who am I? 608 Delta Sierra. Where am I? I'm at SoCal Flying Club. What do I want to do? I want to taxi to 19er for takeoff, and I have information Sierra. So, push button, put it on ground frequency. El Monte Ground, Diamond Star 608 Delta Sierra. It's SoCal Flying Club. Taxi 19er, we have Sierra. Right, holes. Yep. Yep, wrong frequency.
Monte Tower, Cessna
Somebody added a couple of zeros for me. Right.
Crosswind departure.
Cessna 89346 El Monte Tower.
Oh, I see what they did. Let's do that.
Runway 19er, clear takeoff.
Runway 1.
Even a monkey falls out of trees, right? El Monte Ground, Diamond Star 608 Delta Sierra. We're at SoCal, taxi 19er Sierra.
Diamond Star 608 Delta Sierra, El Monte Ground, runway 19er, taxi via Alpha.
19er via Alpha 8 Delta Sierra. So, your airplane, you're taxiing?
Airplane.
Want to get out onto the yellow line? Follow the yellow line that way. We're going uphill a little bit, you need some power. Just a little bit, and then come back. And try not to ride your brakes. Alright, power back again, let it roll. Power back. Just About 1,000 RPM here. And there you go. More. Over so you're right on the line. So one of the things that people do sometimes is when they're looking out the front of the aircraft, they want to look at the center of the cowling, the top point. Well, that means you're not looking straight ahead.
Yeah.
So you want to look down the center of the yellow line. So one eyeball's on one side of the yellow line and the other eyeball's on the other. And look where that meets the cowling on your airplane. That's what straight looks like. That's going to be important because as you pick the nose up, you need right rudder because as you pitch the nose up, the nose wants to go to the left.
Yeah.
Because you have a propeller that's turning, you have the engine that's turning in the opposite direction. For torque, you have spiraling strips, and you have all these forces that want the airplane to turn to the right. I'm sorry, to the left, right?
Yeah.
So you have to counter that with your right rudder. Over on the paint. So, you know, I've done some turns and climbs. Have we done slow flight yet?
No, but I actually went the other day, like last week, over here to the other place to try out the Cessna because my cousin was telling me to try Cessna. He did slow flying and a couple stalls.
Alrighty. Well, we won't do stalls with passengers in the back, so they come back the next time.
Okay.
We don't want to scare them. So my airplane.
Okay.
So did I give you any paperwork yet? Notes to?
As far as what?
Like, you know, what order to do things in?
No.
Okay, I'll give you. I think I pulled them out. You canceled your last flight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had them ready for you and you didn't show up. Okay.
Yeah. I thought I got confused on that one.
Okay, well, it happens. Anyway, so here we are lined up. Just trying to make sure, because now that they've done one, they want to charge you, and I think it kind of sucks, but not my airplane. So what we're going to do now is we go through a pre-flight. Before we take off, we run the engine up, make sure all the systems work. Got 4 more degrees. It has to be, oil pressure has to be 100 before we take off. So we're just going to go through the systems and check them and make sure everything works. Guys, it's really hard to pull over by the side of the road in an airplane, right? So flight instruments we can check. Nose slightly high. That's how we already set this one. We're not using the VORs yet. That's zeroed out. Make sure that's still, it's still pretty much the same. That's level. There's fluid in there. There's fluid in the compass. And engine instruments. Everything's in the green, and we're up to 100 already. So circuit breakers are in. Check your circuit breakers. Make sure they're all still in.
Good.
All right. And alternate air, I'm going to test this and close it. Let's pull it, make sure it works. Oil temperature is up to 100. Close that just so it stays a little quieter. Fuel pump goes on. Mixture goes forward for best power. And we bring our throttle up to 2,000 RPM. And then we cycle the prop 3 times. We're going to make sure warm oil goes into the hub that twists the propellers. Okay. This will rise, manifold pressure goes up, RPMs drop, and oil pressure drops. I just kind of go by sound. I bring it back when I hear it start to bog, I bring it right back up.
Okay.
I'm going to check the magnetos. 2, About 80, 90 drop. Back to both. And about the same.
So you always go to right, then both, then left?
Right.
Okay.
Well, right, then I come back to both. Then I go left, then I come back.
Okay.
So, the spark on your car, are you a car guy?
A little bit.
So, your alternator turns and that provides the spark for your ignition, right? On an airplane, you have two magnetos. As long as the engine is turning, you have spark. So if your alternator dies, you still have spark. And then if one magneto dies, you still have one magneto that's running one spark plug for each cylinder, and then there's another spark plug for the other one.
How many cylinders are in?
This one has four, and you got 8 spark plugs. So engine instruments are still in the green. Our amp meters are charging, and throttle to idle. Make sure it runs at idle. It does. Bring it back up to 1,000. And I'm kind of banging through this a little quick, so you don't have to sit there. You know, you'll do this every time you fly. So when you bring a passenger things, we kind of expedite a little bit. Flight control screen correct. Thumb goes up to remind me that when that aileron goes up, and the other one, my thumb goes that way, it goes up. That's good. Free travel. Radios are set. We'll be talking to tower next. GPS, we won't use any GPS today. Transponder 1200 is for VFR flight. Heading indicator. We don't have bugs. Doors are closed. Your door's closed and latch. Seatbelts on, nice and tight. Yep. So you don't bounce your head off anything. Before we go, we make sure doors and windows are closed. Landing, we don't need any lights. And then cedar panel check one more time. That says pitot heat because we're not in the clouds. We don't need pitot heat. Transponder code. Flaps for takeoff, one set. Fuel pump will go on, propeller full, and I'll bring the mixture forward as we take the runway. Go back to the left tank. Run, so feet off the brakes, sir.
Once you do your check, you set up here to hold?
Yes. Almonte Tower, Diamond Star 608 Delta Sierra, holding short of 19er, right downwind departure.
Delta 608 Delta Sierra, tower right down departure approved, clear for takeoff, wind 200 at 7.
19er, clear for takeoff, 8 Delta Sierra. So, crossing L, F, F, M, and trim, so we're ready to go. So I want you to just feel the pedals and see what I'm doing with the pedals as I take off. That's going to be the thing that gives you the most grief. I'm looking down the runway, count of 3, the power comes up. Feet are down off the brakes. 1, 2, 3. Notice how I got a lot of right rudder in there?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like sailing. You kind of modulate right rudder. Don't step on the left rudder because it'll go flying off that way.
Yeah.
You're just modulating what you do with your right foot. Okay. A little bit of back pressure to get my nose light, and we're airborne. Now I got to get it up to 70 so we can safely go flying off the runway.
Helicopter 6 Hotel Foxtrot, range change approved.
Brooklyn change approved, 6 Hotel Foxtrot.
So what altitude is it?
Passing 500 feet, flaps go up. Go ahead.
Okay.
Got LA over there?
That is LA.
Nice.
And passing 1,000 feet, you look at your checklist, you'll have a climb checklist. Climb, flaps are up, airspeed 70 to 83, fuel pump goes off, Fuel flow check. So we got plenty of fuel flowing. And propeller reduced to 24. So the blue handle comes back slowly and gently to 2400 RPM.
Okay.
And now we're just climbing towards the practice area.
Temps are 8 Delta Sierra, traffic 11 o'clock, 2.5 miles, maneuvering just outside the airspace, altitude indicates 1,400.
And looking for that traffic, thank you.
Not that clear today.
Temps are 8 Delta Sierra, traffic approximately a mile south of the 210 freeway.
And still looking, 8 Delta Sierra. He's over there, someone south of the free. Oh, there he is. And 8 Delta Sierra, we have that traffic.
Temps are 8 Delta Sierra, additional traffic a mile north of that first target, maneuvering altitude indicates 3,000. Frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, 8 Delta Sierra. Santa Fe Dam practice area, White Diamond Star, about 2,000 feet over Santa Anita. We're going to head east towards the practice area. Other traffic, please advise.
Santa Fe practice area 866, 3,000 feet, about a mile to the west of Santa Anita Racetrack, steep turns, Santa Fe.
I think we saw you, and then there's another target south of the freeway. Do you have him?
No, I don't see it.
Say that again?
Oh, I said, Tower told us there was another target about a mile south of the freeway. Do you have him?
Negative, I don't have him inside.
All right, well, keep an eye out if you're doing. I see you doing steep turns, so keep an eye out. We're headed towards the Santa Fe Dam.
Roger that. Okay, I'm still looking for that traffic.
I see one there.
Not
that way.
Correction, Piper Street.